Hello everybody and welcome to the 2024 Republican Primary Governor's Edition. In this video we will be competing every single governor against each other to see who would win a hypothetical primary. And here in the Iowa primary, no surprise here, Kim Reynolds, the governor of the state, will be the projected winner in the primary out of her home state. And here are the numbers. Kim Reynolds walking away with 18% of the vote. Ron DeSantis at 12%, Glenn Youngkin at 11%, Jim Justice at 10%, Joe Lombardo at 8%, Brian Kemp at 7%, Greg Abbott at 6%, Greg Gianforte at 5%, Chris Sununu at 4%, Kristi Noem at 3%, Sarah Sanders at 1%, Mark Gordon, Mike Dunleavy, Mike DeWine, Billy, Eric Holcomb, Mike Parson, Brad Little, Jim Pillen, Henry McMaster, Doug Burgum, Kay Ivey, Tate Reeves, Kevin Stitt, Spencer Cox, and Phil Scott will all walk away with 1% out of Iowa. And here's the delegate count. Kim Reynolds, and she was the only candidate to break 15%. She will win all 40 of Iowa's delegates, a big boost to her campaign going forward. And here's the county map. Kim Reynolds wins every single county out of Iowa. And breaking news, Eric Holcomb, the governor of Indiana, has suspended his 2024 campaign and has chosen to endorse the winner of the Iowa caucus, Kim Reynolds. And another governor dropping out, the governor of Missouri, Mike Parson, has ended his bid for the White House as he is endorsing the Texas governor, Greg Abbott. Jim Pillen, the governor of Nebraska, has announced he will be withdrawing from the GOP primary after a poor showing in Iowa, and he is endorsing Ron DeSantis for governor of Florida. Doug Burgum, the governor of North Dakota, has announced he is ending his ambitions for the White House, at least for 2024, and is endorsing the governor of Iowa and the winner of the Iowa primary, Kim Reynolds. Governor of Ohio, Mike DeWine, has announced he will be suspending his primary campaign, and he is endorsing the governor of Virginia, Glenn Youngkin, surprisingly. The governor of South Dakota, Kristi Noem, has announced she will be dropping out of the 2024 campaign, and she'll be endorsing Ron DeSantis, another endorsement for Ron DeSantis. And out of the New Hampshire primary, no surprise here, Chris Sununu will be the projected winner here. A big win for Sununu, as he will walk away with 26% of the vote. Ron DeSantis at 11%, Glenn Youngkin at 10%, Jim Justice at 9%, Joe Lombardo at 8%, Brian Kemp at 7%, Greg Abbott at 6%, Greg Gianforte at 5%, Kim Reynolds, who won the Iowa primary, is at 4%, Sarah Sanders at 3%, Mike Dunleavy at 2%, while the rest of the field is at 1%. And here is the delegate count for New Hampshire. And since Sununu was the only candidate to break 15%, he will walk away with all 22 of New Hampshire's delegates. And on the county map, as you can see here, Sununu will win every single county out of New Hampshire. And Mike Dunleavy, the governor of Alaska, has announced he will be suspending his campaign for president, and he will be endorsing the governor of Georgia, Brian Kemp. Phil Scott, the governor of Vermont, has announced he will be ending his run for the White House, and he is endorsing his twin state, or sister state, Governor Chris Sununu. Out of the Nevada primary, Joe Lombardo, no surprise here, the governor of the state winning his primary. Joe Lombardo is the projected winner. He'll walk away with 24% of the vote. Ron DeSantis at 13%, Glenn Youngkin at 11%, Jim Justice at 10%, Chris Sununu at 9%, Brian Kemp at 8%, Greg Abbott at 7%, Greg Gianforte at 5%, Kim Reynolds at 3%, Sarah Sanders at 2%, and the rest of the field at 1%. And here is the delegate count out of Nevada. Similar to New Hampshire and Iowa, Joe Lombardo, the only candidate to break 15%. Lombardo will win all 25 of Nevada's delegates. And similar to Reynolds and Sununu, Joe Lombardo will win every single county out of Nevada. Greg Gianforte is withdrawing from the Republican primary, and he is deciding to endorse Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. DeSantis is racking up some more endorsements. Mark Gordon, the governor of Wyoming, has announced that he is withdrawing from the primary. What used to be the most popular governor in the country now is kind of slid down the barrel. He is endorsing Nevada Governor Joe Lombardo. Brad Little is suspending his campaign, and he is endorsing Nevada Governor Joe Lombardo. Spencer Cox is announcing he will be dropping out of the 2024 campaign, and he is endorsing New Hampshire Senator Chris Sununu, surprisingly. Out of the South Carolina primary, the governor of the state, Henry McMaster, will be the projected winner out of this primary. He will go on to win 21% of the vote. However, first time in his campaign season, more than one person will win 15% of the vote. Ron DeSantis is at 16% of the vote. Glenn Youngkin at 14%. Jim Justice at 12%. Joe Lombardo at 10%. Brian Kemp at 9%. Greg Abbott at 7%. Sarah Sanders at 4%. Kim Reynolds at 2%. And the rest of the field at 1%. And here's the delegate count for South Carolina. Henry McMaster will walk away with 26 delegates, while Ron DeSantis will win 24 delegates. And here is your county map on screen now. McMaster will win the majority of counties out of South Carolina, winning the more urban and suburban counties, while DeSantis winning the more rural counties in the state. Glenn Youngkin, who has suspended his campaign for president, he is endorsing Ron DeSantis, another DeSantis endorsee. Speaking of DeSantis endorsees, Jim Justice, the governor of West Virginia, has announced that he will be dropping out of 2024 following a poor showing in South Carolina. He will be endorsing Ron DeSantis. Following a poor showing in South Carolina, Brian Kemp has announced he will be withdrawing from the Republican primary, and he has also endorsed Ron DeSantis. Greg Abbott, someone who was, should have done better, arguably, has announced he'll be dropping out of the Republican primary and is endorsing Kim Reynolds for president, kind of breaking the DeSantis train here. Sarah Sanders, the governor of Arkansas, has suspended her campaign and will be endorsing Ron DeSantis. Bill Lee, the governor of Tennessee, has announced he will be quitting the presidential campaign for his presidential run, and he'll be endorsing Nevada Governor Joe Lombardo. Kay Ivey, the governor of Alabama, is suspending her 2024 campaign, and she'll be endorsing Kim Reynolds. Tate Reeves, the governor of Mississippi, has announced he'll be ending his 2024 campaign and will be endorsing Henry McMaster. Kevin Stitt, the governor of Oklahoma, is announcing he will be withdrawing from the GOP primary and endorsing Henry McMaster. And here's the delegate count at the end of February. Kim Reynolds leads the pack at 40 delegates. Henry McMaster is second at 26 delegates. Joe Lombardo is at 25 delegates. Ron DeSantis at 24 delegates. And Chris Sununu at 22 delegates. These are the final 5 candidates going forward. Out of Alabama's primary, Kim Reynolds will be the projected winner. With the help of Kay Ivey's endorsement, she will win this primary. Kim Reynolds at 32%, Ron DeSantis at 28%, Henry McMaster at 16%, and Joe Lombardo at 14%, while Chris Sununu is at 10%. And here's the delegate count out of Alabama. Kim Reynolds will walk away with 20 delegates, Ron DeSantis will win 18, and Henry McMaster will win 12. And here is the delegate count on your screen now, or the county map on your screen now, as Kim Reynolds winning the more, doing really well with black Republican voters out here in the Black Belt. Ron DeSantis winning northern Alabama, while Henry McMaster winning Tuscaloosa, I believe is the name of that county, or the name of that city. That county, as well as its surrounding counties. Out of American Samoa, Ron DeSantis will be the projected winner out of this primary, winning 44% of the vote. Kim Reynolds at 22%, Joe Lombardo at 11%, Henry McMaster at 10%, and Chris Sununu at 9%. And now the delegate count, Ron DeSantis will win 6 delegates, and Kim Reynolds will win 3 delegates. Out of Arkansas's primary, Ron DeSantis will be the projected winner here. Some believe he would have won it even if Sarah Sanders didn't endorse him, but she did, and DeSantis will be the projected winner out of the state's primary, winning 35% of the vote. Henry McMaster winning 22%, Joe Lombardo winning 20%, Kim Reynolds at 12%, and Chris Sununu at 10%. And here is the delegate count. DeSantis wins 17 delegates, McMaster wins 12, and Lombardo wins 11. And here is the county map on your screen now. Out of California's primary, Joe Lombardo will surprisingly win this state's primary, as Ron DeSantis is actually leading in polling, but Joe Lombardo, with, as Nevada is next door to California, helps him cross the finish line. He's at 30% of the vote. Ron DeSantis at 27%, Kim Reynolds at 16%, Chris Sununu at 13%, and Henry McMaster at 11%. And here is the delegate count out of California. Lombardo will walk away with 67 delegates, DeSantis wins 63, and Reynolds wins 42. And here's the county map on your screen now. Lombardo winning most of Central and Southern California, while DeSantis wins everything from San Francisco up, while Reynolds wins the northern rural counties up in California. Out of the Colorado primary, Joe Lombardo will be the projected winner here, as he will walk away with 32% of the vote. Ron DeSantis at 29%, Chris Sununu at 16%, Kim Reynolds at 13%, and Henry McMaster at 8%. Joe Lombardo will walk away with 15 delegates, DeSantis wins 14, and Sununu wins 8. And here's the county map on your screen now. Sununu doing very well in the Detroit area, or not Detroit, but the Denver. The D's got me confused. He will be the projected winner in the Denver area as well as the surrounding suburbs and counties. DeSantis doing very well in the rural areas in outer Colorado, while Joe Lombardo does well in the central area of Colorado. Out of Maine's primary, Chris Sununu will be the projected winner here. No surprise, he will walk away with 36% of the vote. Ron DeSantis at 22%, Joe Lombardo at 18%, Kim Reynolds at 13%, and Henry McMaster at 9%. Chris Sununu will walk away with 10 delegates, DeSantis wins 7, Lombardo will win 5. And here's the county map on your screen now. Chris Sununu doing very well in Maine's 1st Congressional District as well as 2 counties in the 2nd District. Lombardo doing very well in southwestern Maine, and DeSantis does very well in northern Maine, where most of your rural voters are. Out of Massachusetts primary, Chris Sununu will be the projected winner out of this state, as he will walk away with 26% of the vote. Ron DeSantis at 21%, Joe Lombardo at 19%, Kim Reynolds at 17%, and Henry McMaster at 14%. Oh, so close to that 15% threshold. Out of the delegate count, Sununu will win 13 delegates, DeSantis and Lombardo both win 10, and Reynolds will walk away with 8 delegates. And here's the county map on your screen now, Sununu's victory being given to him by the Boston area. Out of Minnesota's primary, Kim Reynolds will be the projected winner here. A big surprise here, as many people thought Ron DeSantis would win this primary, but she will walk away at 25%. DeSantis wins 23%, Lombardo at 20%, Sununu at 17%, and McMaster at 12%. And out of the delegate counts, Reynolds will win 12 delegates, DeSantis wins 10, Lombardo wins 9, and Sununu wins 8. And here's the county map on your screen now. Out of North Carolina's primary, Henry McMaster will sadly win this state's primary. He'll win my home state. This is most likely due to him being so close, being the southern brother of North Carolina, the governor there. Henry McMaster wins 23% of the vote here in North Carolina. DeSantis wins 21%, Lombardo wins 19%, Reynolds wins 18%, and Sununu wins 16%. And here's the delegate count on your screen now. McMaster will win 17 delegates, DeSantis wins 15, Lombardo wins 14, Reynolds wins 13, and Sununu wins 12. And here's the county map on your screen now. Out of Oklahoma's primary, Henry McMaster will be the projected winner here thanks to the governor's endorsement. He will win 25% of the vote here, DeSantis wins 23%, Lombardo wins 20%, Reynolds wins 16%, and Sununu wins 13%. And here are the delegates on your screen now. McMaster at 13, DeSantis at 12, Lombardo at 10, and Reynolds at 8. And here's the county map on your screen now. Out of Tennessee's primary, Joe Lombardo will be the projected winner here thanks to Bill Lee endorsing him. He will win the primary here, winning 24% of the vote. DeSantis at 22%, McMaster at 20%, Reynolds at 17%, and Sununu at 15%. And here is the delegate count. Every single candidate will win delegates thanks to, everyone getting at least 15%. Lombardo at 14, DeSantis at 13, McMaster at 12, Reynolds at 10, and Sununu at 9. And here is the county map on your screen now. Out of Texas primary, a big victory for Kim Reynolds. You can thank Greg Abbott for that. Kim Reynolds will be the projected winner out of the Texas primary. She will walk away with 21% of the vote. DeSantis and McMaster both at 20%, Lombardo at 19%, and Sununu at 18%. Everyone did fairly well in the Texas primary. Very close election here, as Reynolds will walk, it goes 30, 30, 32, 31, 30, 29. And here's the county map on your screen now. Out of Utah's primary, thanks to the governor endorsing him, Chris Sununu will win a state out of the Northeast, as that state will be Utah. Chris Sununu will win 25% of the vote here. Joe Lombardo at 22%, DeSantis at 20%, Reynolds at 17%, and McMaster at 15%, meaning every candidate will win delegates here. Sununu wins 10, Lombardo at 9, DeSantis at 8, Reynolds at 7, and McMaster at 6. And here's the county map on your screen here, kind of a clusterfuck if you ask me. Out of Vermont's primary, Chris Sununu will win this state's primary. He will win 35% of the vote, DeSantis at 29%, Lombardo at 17%, Reynolds at 11%, and McMaster at 5%, an abysmal showing for Henry McMaster. And here are the delegate count. Sununu wins 7 delegates, DeSantis wins 6, Lombardo wins 4. Out of the Virginia primary, Ron DeSantis will be the projected winner here. He will go on to win 24% of the state's vote, McMaster at 22%, Lombardo at 20%, Reynolds at 18%, and Sununu at 14%. DeSantis will walk away with 14 delegates, McMaster will walk away with 13, Lombardo at 12, and Reynolds at 10. And here's the county map on your screen now. And here's the delegate count at the end of Super Tuesday. Ron DeSantis at 269 delegates, Joe Lombardo has 235, Kim Reynolds at 206, Henry McMaster at 142, and Chris Sununu at 128. Out of Idaho's primary, Joe Lombardo will be the projected winner here. Thanks to the governor's endorsement, Lombardo will win 28% of the vote. DeSantis wins 25%, Reynolds at 18%, Sununu at 15%, and McMaster at 12%. And here's the delegate count: Lombardo at 10, DeSantis at 9, Reynolds at 7, and Sununu at 6. And here's the county map on your screen now. Out of Michigan's primary, big blow to DeSantis' campaign as he was supposed to win the state's primary. Michigan will go to Kim Reynolds as she will win 23% of the vote, DeSantis at 21%, Lombardo at 20%, McMaster at 17%, and Sununu at 16%, surprisingly, as every candidate will win delegates, every candidate will win delegates. Reynolds at 17, DeSantis at 16, Lombardo at 15, McMaster at 13, and Sununu at 12. And here is the county map on your screen now. Out of Mississippi's primary, Henry McMaster will be the projected winner. You can thank Governor Tate Reeves for that. McMaster at 25%, DeSantis at 23%, Lombardo at 20%, Reynolds at 17%, and Sununu at 12%. McMaster will walk away winning 12 delegates, DeSantis wins 10, Lombardo wins 9, and Reynolds wins 8. And here's the county map on your screen now. Out of Missouri's primary, Kim Reynolds will be the projected winner out of this state, as she will win 24% of the vote. DeSantis wins 22%, Lombardo at 20%, McMaster at 18%, and Sununu at 14%, oh so close to the 15% threshold. Kim Reynolds will win 15 delegates, DeSantis wins 14, Lombardo wins 13, and McMaster wins 12. And here is the county map on your screen now. Out of North Dakota's primary, Kim Reynolds will be the projected winner, as she will win 27% of the vote. DeSantis wins 24%, Lombardo at 20%, McMaster at 17%, and Sununu at 10%. And here are the delegates count: Reynolds at 9, DeSantis at 8, Lombardo at 7, and McMaster at 5. And here is the county map on your screen now. Out of Washington's primary, Joe Lombardo will be the projected winner here, as he will win with 25% of the vote. DeSantis at 22%, Sununu at 20%, Reynolds at 18%, and McMaster at 13%. And here is the delegate count: Lombardo wins 13 delegates, DeSantis at 12, Sununu at 10, and Reynolds at 9. And here is the county map on your screen now. Big news here: Chris Sununu will withdraw from the Republican primary after a poor Super Tuesday 2 showing, and he will be endorsing the governor of Nevada, Joe Lombardo. And here is the current delegate count on your screen now. Ron DeSantis at 338 delegates, Joe Lombardo at 302 delegates, Kim Reynolds at 271, and Henry McMaster at 184. Interesting, because Ron DeSantis didn't win a single primary at Super Tuesday 2, and he is still leading the pack with 36 votes in between him and Lombardo. At the Northern Mariana Islands, Ron DeSantis will be the projected winner here. He will win 44% of the vote, Lombardo at 33%, Reynolds at 11%, and McMaster at 10%. And the delegates go like this: DeSantis wins 5 and Lombardo wins 4. Now it's time for Super Tuesday 3, as out of Arizona's primary, Joe Lombardo will be the projected winner. He will win 31% of the vote here, DeSantis at 28%, Reynolds at 22%, and McMaster at 17%. Out of the delegate count, Lombardo will win 18, DeSantis wins 16, Reynolds wins 13, and McMaster wins 10. And here is the county map on your screen now. Out of Florida's primary, Ron DeSantis will be the projected winner. No surprise here, he's winning his home state by a large margin, winning 60% of the vote. Lombardo at 15%, Reynolds at 14%, and McMaster at 9%. Even though Lombardo got 15% of the vote, DeSantis still won 50% of the vote. He wins a majority of the vote, so he will, due to the rules, he will win every single delegate out of Florida, 122, which is a big win for DeSantis' campaign. And here's the county map on your screen, where DeSantis wins every single county on the map. Out of Illinois' primary, Kim Reynolds will be the projected winner. She will win 40% of the vote here. DeSantis wins 29%, Lombardo at 19%, and McMaster at 10%. Reynolds wins 30 delegates here. DeSantis wins 22, and Lombardo wins 15. And here's your county map here. Lombardo doing very well in Chicagoland. DeSantis doing very well in the white working class areas of the state. And Reynolds doing very well in the rural counties in southern Illinois. And big news here, Henry McMaster has announced he'll be ending his 2024 campaign. He'll be endorsing Kim Reynolds, the governor of Iowa. And here is the delegate count coming out of Super Tuesday 3. Ron DeSantis as at 503 delegates, Joe Lombardo at 339, and Kim Reynolds at 314. Out of Wisconsin's primary, Kim Reynolds is the projected winner. She will go out and win 44% of the vote here. Ron DeSantis wins 32%, and Joe Lombardo wins 23%. Out of the delegate count, Kim Reynolds will win 23 delegates, Ron DeSantis at 17, and Lombardo at 12. And here is the county map on your screen here. Right, Kim Reynolds doing very well in excuse me, I had a brain fart, in the rural areas of the state. There are some urban counties she's winning, as well as some suburban counties, but it's mostly rural. DeSantis wins in the predominantly white working class areas, and Joe Lombardo doing very well in the WOW counties, the suburbs, and urban areas, as well as the Iron Ridge in northern Wisconsin. Out of Alaska's primary, Ron DeSantis will be the projected winner here. He will win 46% of the vote. Joe Lombardo wins 32%, and Kim Reynolds wins 21%. Ron DeSantis will win 13 delegates, Joe Lombardo wins 9 delegates, and Kim Reynolds wins 6 delegates. And here is the county map on your screen here. Out of Wyoming's primary, Joe Lombardo will be the projected winner here. No doubtedly, because the governor is endorsing him here, he will win 44% of the vote, Ron DeSantis at 34%, and Kim Reynolds at 20%. Lombardo walks away with 13 delegates, DeSantis at 10, and Reynolds at 6. Here is the county map on your screen here. Out of Ohio's primary, Kim Reynolds will be the projected winner out of this state. But Kim Reynolds will win 45% of the vote, Ron DeSantis at 32%, and Joe Lombardo at 21%. Kim Reynolds will win 37 delegates out of Ohio, DeSantis wins 27, and Lombardo wins 18. And here's the county map on your screen here. Lombardo doing very well in the urban, suburban areas of the state, DeSantis doing very well in the white working class areas, and Reynolds doing well in the more predominantly rural areas, more conservative, kind of a trend going forward. And here is the delegate count at the end of April. Ron DeSantis wins 570 delegates, Lombardo at 391, and Reynolds at 386, closely catching up to Joe Lombardo. Out of Kansas primary, Ron DeSantis will be the projected winner here, as he will win 46% of the vote, Lombardo at 33%, and Reynolds at 20%. DeSantis will win 18 delegates, Lombardo wins 13, and Reynolds wins 8. Here's the county map on your screen here. Out of Nebraska's primary, Ron DeSantis will be the projected winner here. He will win 44% of the vote here, Lombardo wins 36%, and Reynolds wins 19%. DeSantis will walk away winning 16 delegates, Lombardo wins 13, and Reynolds wins 7. And here's your county map on your screen here. Out of Oregon's primary, Joe Lombardo will be the projected winner out of this state, as he will win 46% of the vote, DeSantis wins 32%, and Reynolds wins 21%. Lombardo walking away with 13 delegates, DeSantis wins 9 delegates, and Reynolds wins 6 delegates. And here's the county map on your screen here. Nothing new here, except DeSantis is doing well in the Portland suburbs out of Oregon. Out of Hawaii's primary, Ron DeSantis, out of nowhere here, winning the Hawaii primary. Many people thought Lombardo or Reynolds would win, but DeSantis pulling out with a victory at 47%, Lombardo at 31%, and Reynolds at 21%. And here's the delegate count out of Hawaii. Ron DeSantis winning 9, Lombardo wins 6, and Reynolds wins 4. And here's the county map on your screen here. And once frontrunner, now a dropout, Kim Reynolds has suspended her 2024 campaign and will be endorsing the frontrunner, Ron DeSantis, which could be something that could solidify DeSantis as the frontrunner for the rest of the campaign. And here's the delegate count going into Super Tuesday 4. DeSantis is at 622 delegates, Joe Lombardo at 436. DeSantis almost has a 200 delegate lead over Lombardo. Out of Washington, D.C., Ron DeSantis will be the projected winner here. He will go on to win 52% of the vote. He will win D.C.'s primary by 5 points over Lombardo. He will win every delegate out of D.C. Out of Indiana, Ron DeSantis will be the projected winner, and he will win this primary 11 points over Lombardo. This is not looking like a good night for Lombardo, as DeSantis is seemingly winning over 50% of the vote in each state. He will walk away with 70 delegates. And here is the county map out of Indiana. Out of Maryland's primary, Ron DeSantis is the projected winner. He will win this primary by 5 points over Lombardo, and he will win all 38 delegates. And here is the county map out of Maryland. Out of Montana, Ron DeSantis will be the projected winner. He will win this, he will win this primary 19 points over Joe Lombardo. He will win all 27 delegates. Here's the county map on your screen now. Out of New Mexico's primary, Ron DeSantis will be the projected winner. He will win this primary 9 points over Joe Lombardo, winning all 22 delegates. And here's the county map on your screen now. Out of Pennsylvania's primary, no surprise here, Ron DeSantis will be the projected winner, winning this primary 11 points over Joe Lombardo. He will win all 88 delegates, a big prize for the DeSantis campaign, and he will win. And here's the county map on your screen now. Out of Rhode Island's primary, Ron DeSantis will be the projected winner. Not a good night for Joe Lombardo. DeSantis wins his primary by 5 points, as he will win all 19 delegates. And here is the county map on your screen now. Out of South Dakota, the final primary of Super Tuesday 4, Ron DeSantis will easily win this primary, winning it by 17 points over Joe Lombardo, winning all 29 delegates. I should say South Dakota. And here is the county map on your screen now. And no surprise, after an abysmal showing at Super Tuesday 4, Joe Lombardo will end his 2024 primary campaign, of course, endorsing Ron DeSantis for president. And with that, we can say that Ron DeSantis will become the Republican nominee, as he is the only other candidate and will most likely get the threshold. Ron DeSantis will be the Republican nominee. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Chaotic One saying, peace.